All right, well, welcome back. Today is Monday, February 5th. Unbelievable. We've gone through January. We're here in February. The time is on speed. So, here with Star Smith, today is our third time meeting together. It's week
Mhm.
three. And so we're just moving along, right? And slow and
Yes.
steady. We're working towards some things. You've had, of course, some different homework last week, and we just found in our rhythm.
Yes.
So I want to talk a little bit about what you gained out of what you did from your homework.
Okay.
So let's start with the scripture. Let's start with the devotion. How is that
Okay.
working for you? Are you able to navigate through there okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting better. It's getting better. Just got to get used to it. That's all.
Hmm.
I don't, I need to look through it more often, to be honest with you, because I feel like when we get off, I only do it when you tell me to do. And it's like I need to do
You
it
mean as
more.
far as just having your own personal devotion? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, as far as the book, right? I mean, because I
That's what
have
I'm saying.
it.
Like the Bible. It's the Bible.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
the good book. Yeah,
The Bible.
it's
You don't
the
have your own personal devotion. Well, this will help you to create some more
yeah.
of this. It'll help you. You'll get there.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I
I
mean, because
promise
I
you, you'll
have one
develop
on
a
my
form.
phone, which I'm so used to, because
Hmm.
I'm always, either I'm in bed or I'm sitting at this desk. I'm always got this phone in my hand, and I just don't be in this book like I should. But I'm gonna get better at getting into
Right.
the book and getting off my phone.
It's
Ugh,
fine. Just, you know, spend
that's
time with
all.
him. Tell him you love him. Tell him you're
I know.
grateful.
I know. I gotta
He
go.
ain't fell off the throne yet.
No,
So
never,
never
never,
will. So
never.
don't,
Mm-mm.
you work at it. Any relationship
Okay.
that you want to be better, you work
Okay.
at it.
Yeah, I
This is
do.
about a relationship. Um it's not so much about systems. Yes, God has, he has statutes and orders
Absolutely.
and things like that, commands. So it's not he doesn't, but the forefront of that is relationship. All of those
Yeah.
came into place because of violations. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's just like us. When people violate us, then we have
Hmm.
to set boundaries and rules and things
Right.
because of a violation. But ultimately, it's about relationship.
Right.
And so when we cultivate relationship with him, that's what he wants more than anything,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
So you just,
Absolutely.
you'll get better at it. I promise you will.
I am. But I mean, it's not like I don't. I mean, with me, I am in constant prayer mode throughout the day because if I don't, I will just not be in a good place. And I don't ever want to, not be in a good place. I even took it so far as to printing out different scriptures and I put them on my prayer wall and I make sure
Mhm.
that I say them every day. And I'm saying them like 2 and 3 times a day because it does make me feel good throughout the day. You
Good.
know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I enjoy doing it. And because I always want to be in that mode. I don't want to not be in that mode because I feel like when I get, distracted or I get overwhelmed, and
Uh-huh.
that's when the negative thoughts come in. And it's just like I'm getting overwhelmed. So I just go to my prayer wall and I got, my stuff that I got up there and I recite it and I recite it every morning. I got to get better at reciting it before I go to bed, but recite it every morning and throughout the day. And it's
Mhm.
just, it just keeps me
Mhm.
in that state of mind, in that mind frame. So
Well, that's
that's what
good.
I've been
That's
doing.
good. Okay. So this past week you were reading step one,
Right.
dangerous self-deception, page 325, right?
We are on page 325. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous self-deception.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to read it or what are we going to do? What you want me to do?
You read it, right?
I read this. Yes, I read
Yes.
this.
I want to talk about what you gained and what you took away from this.
Okay. So I mean, it was about being, I guess, powerless. I read it when we got off the phone. Can we reread
Okay,
it?
so we can read it now.
Okay, let's
We can read
reread
it.
it so it will refresh my memory.
No worries. No worries. So we admitted that we were powerless over our problems, that our lives
Mhm.
had become unmanageable. When
Yes.
we refuse to admit our powerlessness, we are only deceiving ourselves. The lies we tell ourselves and others are familiar. I can stop anytime I want to. I'm in control. This one won't hurt anything. And all the while, we are inching closer to disaster. Samson was one of Israel's judges. As a child, he had been dedicated to God, and God had gifted him with supernatural strength. But Samson had a lifelong weakness: the way he related to women. Samson was especially blinded to the dangers he faced in his relationship with Delilah. His enemies were paying her to discover the secret of his strength. 3 times she begged Samson to tell her his secret. Each time she set him up and tried to hand him over to the enemy. 3 times Samson lied to her and was able to escape. But each time he got closer to telling her the truth. Finally, Samson revealed his secret, was taken captive, and died a slave in enemy hands. Samson's real problem can be found in the lies he told himself. By not admitting his powerlessness, he remained blind to the obvious danger that his pride and desire for beautiful foreign women were leading him into. This caused him to gradually inch his way toward an untimely death. We need to be careful not to fall into a similar trap. As we learn to acknowledge our powerlessness over our addictive, compulsive tendencies daily, we will become more aware of behaviors that will likely lead us to destruction.
Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. I remember now.
Good.
Okay. So with this, what I resonated with this is I sometimes feel like like Samson, only because men are my weakness,
Mhm.
right? And I do feel like men make me very powerless because I'm just so infatuated with, especially the dark ones, like super black, just tall, just beautiful, like, you know? And so for me, I think that's kind of why I have not been able to trust myself around men, and why I am so infatuated with the relationship that I have with my creator, because I want him to allow me to trust myself around them. You know, just based off of what I've been through over the last, 2 years, and going through that very abusive relationship, I really felt like he stripped me of my power. He stripped me of my femininity, of my feminine power, and he gave me something that I had been like very how do I want to put the word, that I've always craved from a man, where I didn't have to be so the alpha, like in every relationship that I've ever been in. I was always the dominated one. I was running the household, I was working, I was paying all the bills, I had always been the provider, and I was the one that always wore the hat. So
Mhm.
when I had that relationship with him and I didn't have to do that, and I was able to just be a woman and just be able to step into, shut that door, son, and just be able to step into my true, feminine era and my soft side,
Mhm.
and I just enjoyed that so much. But when it got stripped from me, it made me feel like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
like I'm almost kind of scared. And I hate to even use that word, because I don't ever want to feel like I'm scared of a man, but
Mhm.
I'm scared that if I allow another man to allow me to step into my feminine era and he takes it away from me, I'm going to be hurt, and then I'm going to be powerless again. And close the door. And so I really resonated with that, because it's like, they just make me forget about everything. If I'm in a relationship with a man, it's like I'm head first. I'm
Yes,
diving
you
in.
got that
I'm
man.
100%. That's my man. That's my boo. I forget about everything and everyone. Not to the point to where I'm like neglecting my children. It's nothing that crazy, but it's just more so. It's like my man, my man, my man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And that's just really what it is. And so for me, I'm just taking more time to myself when it comes to men. Like I haven't been with a man in almost a year, I mean sexually, physically, anything, right? And
Good for you. Let's stop and
I
celebrate.
know
Let's stop and celebrate that.
that is
Purity.
that is a big deal for me because I feel like now I know my worth as a woman. I know what I want and I know what I need, and if you're not willing to give that to me, then I'm not willing to give myself to you because I'm not just it's just not my body that I'm giving you. Like when you're intimate with somebody, that's a lot.
Hmm.
That takes a lot out of you, especially for a woman.
Hmm.
I'm giving you my body, my mind, my soul. I'm
Hmm.
giving all of you to me. But if all you want is my body, then I can't you if you don't want everything else that comes with it,
Hmm.
then you can't have that. Because that is, it's very it's just very precious to me now because I'm not just giving you my body, I'm giving you everything that comes with that. So just for me, it's just about still being able to be vulnerable and still being able to, step into my feminine era when it comes to men, but not so much to where I allow it to
Hmm.
strip me away from my power.
So let's talk about um let's focus for a minute on the self-deception, right? Because that's the title. Dangerous self-deception.
Yes.
So self-deception has to do with where are you not honest with yourself. So for
Right.
example, right? If you know, because this is where most women fail, right? So we have to own and acknowledge that, like you did though, we love men, we love attention,
Yes.
we love to feel wanted and needed, we want to feel beautiful, we want to feel honored, right? So if we know that about ourselves, self-deception is putting ourselves in vulnerable positions when we have not, maybe one, vetted the person, maybe
Right.
two, where we have not met with them enough
Right.
in social settings. See, we start dating, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's really, dating is really not biblical,
Yeah.
right? So we start exclusively dating them and we're going out with them in private. You know, we got car rides, we got movies, we got all this private and intimacy, this time of intimacy, and
Right.
we have deceived ourselves. See, that's where the self deception comes
Mhm.
in because we've deceived ourselves instead of standing in our power saying, girl, no, I know I'm going to be panties off. See, we don't
Yeah.
just be real, right? The
Yeah.
deception is in we're not honest that, like I said, you're making those statements today, which is good because that'll give you a framework
Yeah.
to help you in the future. Like, you know what? I like it. I want it. I feel like I need it. I
Right.
need to not set myself up.
Yeah.
I talk about that in my book. A Tale of True Love, Finding Your Mate God's Way. I
Mm.
talk about some of those realities of not making yourself, like I would not kiss a man, and for a lot of people, they feel like, oh, well, that's nothing kissing. But baby,
That could lead to some
biologically,
stuff. Yes.
biologically though, physiologically,
Yeah.
God put a hormone in man that when his saliva is in your saliva, it
Mhm.
makes you open your body.
Mhm.
It's not about your mental control. It's
Right.
not about discipline.
Yeah.
Physiologically, your
Yeah.
body shifts into this is what's supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't want to, you may find yourself succumbing
Yeah.
because you allow nature to take its course. That's really
Yeah.
what happened. But how do we prevent that? Again, for me, it just I'm not kissing somebody that we have not already come to a point where we
Right.
acknowledge that we are potential marriage partners.
Yes.
That is not even we are potential marriage partners. I did not kiss my husband, my former husband, until we were already on the road to marriage and
Right.
we were already structuring things and preparing to get married. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So, and still, I still had to be very intentional about as well as my honor for me. I had sons too, like, and I had my older sons when I married my second husband. I had my older sons, and I never had men in my home sleeping with my
Right.
children in the home,
Yeah.
things like that. Being home alone and doing all of that. Like, yeah, he came to my house, but we didn't do a lot of that. And we, because again, it's just, could put
Sets
you
the
in a
tone. Yeah.
vulnerable position. So we didn't do a lot of that. But because he lived out of state, when he would visit, he would stay in a hotel. But sometimes we would come back to the house and just chill for a little bit,
Yeah.
like that. But you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. I
And
do.
even once I was kissing him, I was like, look, pull up. I'm not
Right.
gonna be able to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna be able to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to verbalize your truth and where you are. But again, don't even be that far with somebody
Right.
that
Yeah.
you haven't vetted and acknowledged that this is somebody that has the same goals as you, which
Yeah.
marriage should be the goal.
Absolutely.
As a Christian woman, marriage is the
Absolutely.
goal. You know what I mean? Because you want
Hmm.
to be honorable before God and maintain your purity.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
And that's just what it is for me. And I can honestly be honest with myself. Like that's just what it is for me.
Mhm.
I'm not going there with anyone, just for one, I don't really think that I'm ready, to be honest with you. And I don't, I feel like I just have so much other stuff that I want to do, and men are just too much of a distraction for me. Like
Mhm.
they just really are. And to be honest with you, it's just not that important for me right now.
Mhm.
I'm just putting myself first, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's
For
nothing absolutely.
yeah.
There's
At first
absolutely
I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm broken." But I'm like,
no, you're not.
"Oh, I know." I'm like, "I'm
There's
not
nothing wrong with
broken.
that.
I'm just
But
taking some time to
it's just
myself."
it's also just knowing that you have to forgive yourself
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
acknowledge that I had what I had because I didn't know what I now know.
Right.
And
Right.
so I did things wrong. I did
Yeah.
things in a way that wasn't really supportive of my own
Right.
personal heart.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
okay. We learn, right? We should
Absolutely.
live and learn. So that's the goal.
Absolutely.
So it's okay to acknowledge that it doesn't have to be because honestly, if they're a right mate, they're going to support you
100%.
doing you, so to
Yeah.
speak. They're going to support your
Absolutely.
growth. They're going to support you becoming your best self, you serving the Lord. Because, again, the goal shouldn't be to have somebody that ain't serving the Lord either,
At that part, to be honest with you, if
you
we do
know?
not have the
So,
same goals in mind, then what are we doing here?
correct. Right.
So I
Yeah.
totally agree with you on that part. So
So,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
And
My
your
baby's
baby's
coming in
there.
and out. Yeah, he's keep coming in and out this house. They outside
Oh,
playing.
they outside.
But
Okay.
yeah, but
So, okay, so good, good. So now
yeah.
we talked about relationships a little bit and changing your crowd. So I
Hmm.
had given you a little teaching, a short teaching that I had did on sanctified separations,
Hmm.
right? And so now, are you keeping a journal because that's important for you?
I'm not. I
Okay.
mean, because I
Well, not like
write.
journaling every day. I don't mean that. I mean like a notebook where you're able to write down your thoughts, what you're feeling when you do your homework. Because we don't meet, we won't meet for a whole
Right.
week. So then when we come together, you pull your book out and
And I
then
need to just be okay.
you need
Okay.
to be ready. Like,
I
okay,
need to do that
yes,
because I
I
don't
did
do that.
that.
I'm gonna be
And
honest with
here's what
you.
I got. So then
Okay.
you're
We can just go over everything.
exactly,
See, that's what I
exactly.
need to do. As soon as I get off with you, I'm gonna do my homework. But then I wait like a day or two for you to send it, and then I forget, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
sugar.
Mhm. Well, like
So
your reading, you can always do because at the bottom it tells you where to turn
which
next.
page next? Okay, yeah, I can do
So
that,
your
but
reading you
I
can
don't
always
journal.
do. Mm-hmm. You can always go jump right into that, your reading.
Okay,
And
okay.
of course, you can definitely always be working on your mind, and
Oh
really
yeah,
examining your thoughts and things like that. And like because every day, we experience sometimes things and we'll be like, you know what? I just clowned. Why did I do that?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's where I want you to be examining your behavior,
Okay,
your thoughts,
yeah,
and then like once you see, what, you don't went off on the deep end or whatever, then I want you to be able to step back and say, okay, what happened? Wait, what
right.
okay,
But I mean, thank God I haven't, I haven't. I mean, everything's really been good, to be
mhm,
honest with you.
mhm,
I haven't been going off on the deep end. I ain't cussing nobody out. I don't fool with nobody. I've really just
mhm,
been at home, just writing and reading, as much
mhm.
as I can. And I mean, like I said, I'm very low key when I'm at
Well, it could
home.
just be
So
cussing at the kids, and then you'd be like,
yeah.
"Oh, my blood sugar was
Well,
low."
see, I don't think that counts because I
No,
don't think that
what
counts.
deliver? It does count. How you're
Girl,
managing your whole self, how you're managing yourself every day with everybody, and they count. They people.
girl, I gotta repeat myself 27 times a day for one thing. I will go
But see,
crazy.
that's like, okay, so again, it's still an examination. How did they get here? Because guess what? We made them and we taught
Yeah.
them how to behave. We don't like
Mm-hmm.
to own that sometimes, but their behavior, we've empowered it somewhere. So it's okay to have new conversations with our children and say, you know what? I'm in a point of life change and I'm changing how I respond. And so when I switch it up, switch with me because this how we doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be better at listening to you and I want you to be better at listening to me, and
Right.
we're going to honor one another. And when I'm talking to you, I want you to look me in my eyes and I want to
Yeah.
have eye contact. I want to be intentional because
Right.
it's respectful to give a person your attention when they're talking. See,
Yeah.
we teach them how to grow up and be adults who can emotionally manage, who can
Right.
be honorable and respectful and all those things. It's not just we fed them, we clothed them, we housed them, and they ought to be good. Not that you
Yeah.
think that in that full context, but you know what I'm saying? Be intentional that you're upgrading you, upgrade your children
Right. Right.
because
In the
you're
process.
gonna be new and
Yeah.
they're going to have to learn the new you, but they need to understand why you're doing this and that you realize there are some ways you've done some things that weren't quite right, and that'll
Yeah.
help them also to practice in their lives that they can come to points where they can acknowledge that they haven't done something right and are willing to change. Do you know
Yeah.
how great that'll be for them as men?
Yeah.
You see? So that will teach them, well, if mom can repent, if mom can come back and say, you know what, I didn't have it right, then surely I can.
Right.
I
Right.
can realize and I can come to a point where I realize I didn't do that right. And it'll affect how they relate to everybody, I promise. You know what I
It
mean?
will. I gotta get better with the kids. But
Yeah.
it's not, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not like it's not like I have a really great relationship with my boys. And even my oldest son was here for like the last couple of days. And I love when he's here and I have all
Yeah.
my boys here in the house and it's
Yeah.
always wonderful. Be honest, it's just like the little stuff, like please just keep this room clean, get your closet
Mhm.
clean, fold
Oh,
those
I
clothes up.
understand.
It's not like I'm not sitting here. You can go back outside. You can't watch a movie. I'm busy. But it's like, it's not like it's really not that. It's not crazy. I'm not sitting here like cussing my kids out and all you
Right. I
motherfuckers.
don't
Oh,
think
like
that.
God, no, I don't do. Because I used to get talked to like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I
Right.
will never talk to my children like that
Right.
because I don't think that's cool and I don't think that's appropriate at
Right.
all. Like,
Right. Right.
it's just a repeating thing for me, girl.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just because it's like when I'm trying to be nice and monotone, they don't they don't bust the move. But
Mhm.
as soon as I get elevated, it's like, she's serious.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
why you gotta take me there? Why I gotta get to go crazy lady status before
Because
y'all
they've
get up
learned
and
that's no
do
limit. They've
something.
learned that we don't have. She ain't gonna do nothing the first time. She ain't gonna do it the second time.
Serious.
I'm telling you, they are bright. Kids are brilliant. And they
So,
study your habits as
my
babies.
God.
As babies, they study your habits, and they will ride those things, honey.
Yes,
Those
they
little,
will.
those little guys, they come here smart, and they are strategic in their operations.
I'm
They
just
will take
like,
down a grown up, and they don't even grown up don't even know they've been took down.
yeah, no, for real, for real. It's just like my 60-year-old son. I just been like getting on him lately because he said he wanted to start this t-shirt business. And every time he gets his little paycheck, he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And it was like, I really had to have a talk with him. And I said, you know what, son? This is something that you said that you really, really wanted to do. But it seems like every time you get paid, all I did see you doing is buying Grubhub every day. Like, what are you doing to, and why aren't you
Eating
using
up
your
the
money to
money.
do, he just happy he got some money, but it's like you said when you was gonna get this job, you said you was gonna do this, and that, but you haven't done anything. So when I have those heart to heart conversations with my son, they listen and they know. It's girl, boys is boys is boys is boys is boys. So, but I mean, overall, I have a really good relationship
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
children, and
yeah.
and I do try to talk and not yell. I'm not a yeller anyway, to be honest with you, unless I'm just like, "Arr, y'all getting on
Mhm.
my nerves today," But
That's
other than
good.
that,
Good.
it is what it is. We'll we'll get better with that.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the teaching though, if you recall any of it,
Okay.
what you might have gathered out of that, what resonated with you with the teaching about separating, having divine separations, where sometimes it's again, a lot of times it's not that you mad at a person, anything like that, but you come to recognize that this is just the timing of God. This is what I need to do for what's next for me, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm very separated from everything right now, to be honest with you. My full focus is all on him
Hmm.
because he has completely separated me from anything and everything. And to only where I can only focus on him. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
there's nothing or no one else for me to focus on, and more so for me to focus on what he needs me to be focused on,
Hmm.
which is
Well, I think you had mentioned your sibling. Let me go back. Because I think the reason why I had mentioned it was because I think we had just talked about, I think just still having, just the relationships with your siblings and your mom, and some of those relationships not being as healthy as it
yeah.
could be, but just kind of knowing how to navigate shifting gears in that without being unloving, or without being,
I mean, I don't even address it, to be honest with you. I
okay,
don't
so it's not something
even.
that's recent.
No, it's not. It's not something that's recent. It's just that as of right now, I cannot have a relationship with my siblings.
Hmm.
Like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I just can't. We're not in the same place. We're just not in the same place. And they're really too much of a trigger for me. They
Hmm.
really are. And the only reason I say that is because, I don't do what they do anymore. I
Mhm,
don't do the drinking and I don't do the smoking and I don't do the hanging out. Like my sister smokes weed with her children and she drinks with her. Like I don't do that stuff. I don't condone that stuff. So I can no longer be around that stuff. If I
mhm.
if I don't condone it, then I'm not gonna I can't be around it
Good
anymore.
for
Like
you.
I just don't.
Mhm, mhm,
And so, as of now, I'm just looked at like I'm just this totally different person.
mhm.
Like, and it's just weird. Like I said, I think I even told you, like, I recently heard that my sister was out here spreading rumors about me, telling people that I'm on drugs and
That's
this
right.
and that. And it's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, And I've just literally taken a step back from my sisters and my brothers and all my siblings. And I mean, I talk to my mom a little bit, maybe here and there, like once a week, but at the same time, I will never trust my mother. I will never have like you know, a normal mother-daughter relationship. I've
Mhm,
never had that with her, and I don't
mhm,
expect to have one with her.
mhm,
Will I be cordial with my mother because that's my mother? Of course, I absolutely will. But am I expecting to get something out of her? Of course, I'm not. I'm not looking to get anything out of her because I know who my mother is. I know her character. I know how she moves. I know, I just know how she is. And even sometimes she will, you know, say some stuff and I'll just have to cut her off like, hey, you know, don't talk to me about that. You can talk to Nini or Shanita or someone else about that. Like, I
mhm,
don't like to hear no negative drama. I just don't. I mean, I'm not, because that's just what she does. She goes back and forth between kids and that's how she stirs up drama, you
mhm,
know, and it's just like, no, I don't want to talk about that. All right, have a good night, you know, or I just won't even respond. I'll just delete her whole little message that she sent in because I'm not going to engage in the
right.
BS with you because guess what? If I say something, it's going to get to someone else and the whole message is going to get construed, you
Mhm,
know, so I'd rather not even say anything.
mhm,
So I've learned to really distance myself from my family. Is it hard? It's extremely hard. It's extremely, extremely hard. And I'm learning to deal with that. But at the same time, it's something that I absolutely have to do.
mhm,
I absolutely have to do it because they have, you know, they've hurt me too bad.
mhm,
And of course, I've forgiven my family. I even told my family that I forgave them. I
mhm,
told them I forgave them for everything that, you know, and everything that happened with me. And then when they didn't reach out to me, like I told them I forgave them for that. But I wasn't expecting us to have this like miraculous relationship afterwards. I just had to come to the realization that you can't expect people to give you something that they've never had. They've never had love. They've never been shown love. They've been in abusive relationships with men and women all their life. So for me to feel any different from them, what they've been taught, I don't know what makes me so important that I would be even any different from that. Maybe because I thought I was. And that's what hurt the most. You know, I thought I was different. I thought you guys did love me. I thought you did care about me. But it's like, you can't expect people to love and care about you if they don't love and care about themselves.
that's
And
fact.
I'm coming to that realization, you know.
Mhm,
And like I said, my mother has 10 kids, it's 10 of us, you know, and the fact that I don't talk to any one of them, that's a lot for me because I grew up with these people, you know, like
yeah,
them is my hitters. And it's like, you know, but
that's what
after a
we do.
while, I gotta distance myself because we just on a different type of time.
Mhm,
And I've let my family drag me down for a long time, for
mhm,
a long time. And I mean, I'm a firm believer that people you surround yourself with will block your blessings. And I'm not doing that for nobody no more.
mhm,
I'm just
mhm,
not. They're not
yeah.
worth it to me no more.
Yeah. Well, I think, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is, I know you said you have your prayer wall.
Hmm.
And so, put them on there because
Yeah.
you don't not love them.
No, I pray
So,
for my family every day.
yeah, so love covers, and love can empower you to be your greatest self
Yeah,
because you become a ray of hope for them. If they never say it
absolutely.
out of their mouth, they are watching you.
Oh, that's all they doing is watching me. And they're gonna
So,
have to watch me shine from a distance, you know? And that's just how I look at it. They're just gonna have to watch me shine from a distance. But I pray religiously for my family. You
mhm,
know, I pray for them hard because I just want them to get it before it's too late.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what scares me the most. Like, I just want them to get it before it's too late. When I came out here, I had a 3-hour conversation with my family about everything that God told me that He was preparing me for. And
mhm,
they laughed at me like I was some crazy lady. Like,
mhm,
and I'm like,
yeah.
this is a real thing. Like, He told me all of this. Is like,
I
you
had my
know,
lucid dream. I had a dream. I had a vision.
yeah. I mean, he explicitly explained all this to me. He said, if I come, he told me I gotta come here and I have to forgive y'all in order for him to elevate me and take me to where he's gonna go. But he never said to have a relationship with them, and that was my fault. I didn't listen to that part. I was like, oh, well, I thought you wanted me to get back
Right.
with my family and help. He said, that's not what I told you, Star. You did that part on your own, and now look at you. Now you let them hurt you all over again. All I told you to do was go and forgive them for what they did so I can get you to where I need you to go. I told you to go to court, forgive Edwin for what he did so I can take you to where I've done all this. He didn't tell me to have a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that's not going to come right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I was trying to do things because I thought he wanted me to bring my family along, but they not ready.
Yeah.
And I now know that, and I now see that, and it's just like, it's just, they're gonna be who they're gonna be at the end of the day, which is
Mm-hmm.
is very sad. But me and my children, I can no longer be around things that I do not no longer condone.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. It's not, it's gonna distract, it's gonna take me away from what God has, that he needs me to do, that he told me that I need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to put that relationship on the back burner for nobody.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. So where are you, where would you say is your chief struggle or challenge in the past week in the past 2 weeks since we last talked?
Um, Getting better with this homework, that's all. Journaling.
You're gonna get better because next
Journaling.
you're gonna be ready,
I'm gonna be
right?
ready next week. I just be telling you. That's why I was so mad I missed the event. I'm like, what happened? I swear I just be all over the place. I just be all over the place, and I just be like, my mind, sometimes it's just real hard for me to focus because I just got so much other things that going on and that I'm trying to do.
Do you keep a calendar and manage or things like that?
I do. I just got started on that. I was just talking to this lady the other day about a CRM, and I'm in the process of building my website, and I'm writing this book. I talked to a publicist. It's like
What's a
I'm just
CRM?
a customer service like management, like
Oh,
calendar
okay.
thing to keep everything in order for me, And it's the way she explained it was awesome, and I'm like, getting signed up on that, trying to maneuver that. It's like a virtual organizer, pretty
Mhm.
much, for everything, for my business, for my website. Like, it's a virtual organizer. And I just been diddling with that. And like I said, I spoke with a publisher the other day who has want to help me write my book. And I'm just all over the place. And I booked another speaking engagement, and I'm got to fill out the paperwork for that, and I got to get some headshots, and it's like cheese and rice. It takes a lot to be great, and it's
Say
you know.
cheese and rice. I have heard it all, Lord. I'm like,
It is.
nice, okay.
God knows. So it's like, when we're done, I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna journal my homework. I'm gonna write for a little bit, but it's just like I just be all over the place, and I just gotta
And maybe just do it. I don't know what your days and nights are like or whatever.
yeah,
But maybe just do it a couple of days ahead.
yeah,
As
that's what I'm
meeting
gonna
ahead
do.
instead of right after we have our session, you know, wait until a couple of days or a day before we have our session.
No, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget.
Well,
As
then,
soon
yeah,
as
I
we get
mean,
off the phone,
you got to
I'm
figure
doing
that
it.
out. You got to
Yeah,
figure
that's
that
what
out.
I'm saying.
You just got to get the
I
notebook.
gotta do it right now,
You just need
like,
to do
so
the
I
notebook
don't
though,
forget
because if
it.
you get the notebook, then it's
I
there, and
have a
we have it,
notebook.
huh?
Girl, I have so many notebooks. That's what I'm
But I'm
saying.
saying you just got to get one out, put on
Yeah,
the top of
put
your
it right
coat
on my desk.
thing,
Yeah.
and put it with your Bible, and then then you need to,
That's what I'm saying. I thought I made me like a little folder. I created a little folder just for us. And then I'm like, where is my writing? And now I'm like, I can't even find it. So I've created the folder. So as soon as we're done, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna write it out, and I'm gonna stick it in my folder that I got with your name on it, and we'll
Mhm.
be good to go. And then I'll
Yeah,
wait for my
because,
homework to
mhm,
come, and then I'll jump right on. It's just me just doing it at that point. And my thing is, I be trying not to procrastinate, but it's like when I start doing something and then I stop and then I jump in and doing something else and I never go back to what I was initially doing. And it's just like,
so it's not
it just,
complete. But if
no,
maybe the virtual calendar will help you. I don't know. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But where you block time for something. So
yes,
instead of being all over the place, you have time blocked. And when you have
yep,
time blocked, it's like, this is what I'm doing. No, I'm not doing that right now, even though it might be calling my name,
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
you want to come over here and do a little of this. But,
Just a
sometimes
little bit.
just a little, you're like, I'm gonna go over here and do a little of this, and then I'm gonna
Yes.
get back to that. And then we don't get back to that.
Right,
So,
right.
you might just have to
No,
block that time and say,
I am.
this is what you're doing. I mean, I know that's a lot of times I'll isolate time and I'll just be like, okay, I'm working on, this or that,
This, yeah,
because,
absolutely.
you're busy. We're all busy and different things gonna come up and kids have stuff or whatever,
Peas
and
and
you have
rice,
work,
yeah.
and then you have to sleep, there's that thing.
Right? You're supposed to sleep. I
I
know,
get
I
a little bit of
know.
that. I don't get a
We'll
lot. You have to get a
we'll
little
figure
bit of
that
it.
out later. We'll see. Try to get that sleeping thing down.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that sleeping thing down. I'm so tired right now. I'm like, Lord, I'm tired. But like I
Oh,
got too many things to do.
I
So
know.
a little bit of that, you get a
Yeah,
little bit of sleep. But you know what, that's a big management thing,
it
that
is.
that's
I gotta
management.
learn it to manage my
Mhm.
time,
And
especially with
especially if you're going to rise in any kind of greatness,
exactly,
you have to, that is something that you're
exactly.
going to have to conquer,
It is.
because your life will only get more complex. And
Yep.
so if you're not able to manage it
If you're
at
not
this
able to manage
level
it, it's
before
gonna be a
you
problem.
risen, then
Right.
it's only going to be, you know, um, you know, uh,
Unmanageable
catastrophic.
after a while.
When things rise, it'll be like just
Jeez.
disastrous.
I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to get everything down
Mhm.
in a manageable position because
Yeah,
I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to be, like, oh gosh, oh no, what am I
mhm,
doing? Then I start second guessing myself. And it's like
mhm.
I definitely don't want to do that.
No,
So
you
it's
call
just
what you're called
yeah,
to. You just have to manage and set aside the time to do different things, different parts of it. And
yes.
even if it's I'm a big checklist person. I don't know about you,
See,
but checklists help me
check, check.
because things like a things to do list or whatever, because you feel a sense of accomplishment when you're able to
Yep.
check some things off your list, even if
Yeah.
it, because for me, sometimes it's I need to make a phone call to this person, I need to do an email for that person, I need to. So it's those things.
I have
They
to do
all
that.
are things to do, you
Cause
know.
I act like if I it's all up here, right? Like I got it all right here, but it's like I know I'm gonna forget something.
Wisdom, a dear man in my life, in my past, he was my boss.
Hmm.
But we just had such a godly camaraderie and
That's awesome.
working together. He was an older man, so he was likened unto father, a father figure. I mean, I
Okay.
had a great relationship with my father, but he was father-ish because he was an
Okay.
older man. And I remember he said, "It's better to have a short pencil than a long memory."
This
Write it down.
remember,
He would
yeah,
say, "Write
I
it
have to
down.
write it down. I
Write it
have
down. It's
to.
better to have a short pencil than a long memory. Write
That's
it
a
down."
I have
So,
to. I have
and I
to.
mean, the more things we have, your memory will stretch. It's like a
It
muscle.
will.
It will. But you should always have it written down because things will come
And
that
then things will go.
make you forget, that will cause you to
Because
forget.
I put something in and then something goes. It's like,
Yeah. So
oh
it's like at least when
goodness.
you have it written down, then you can go back to it and say, okay, now what am I supposed to be doing? Because I don't forgot. I done got distracted. Then you
Yeah.
go back and it's
Then I go
all
back.
there, categorized,
Yes.
lined up on what's most important, from, something that can wait until next week, or, even on my own calendar, sometimes when I go through my calendar, I'm like, you know what, that can wait. And I'll push it back. I'll change it on
Got
the
it.
calendar to, a few days away or something if it's not like a necessity for right now.
Right.
I mean, and you just,
I
you
have
just
to do
kind of do
that.
that, and then you're working your list, and then you look at it, at the end of the day and in the morning, and it's like, okay, what do I have today? What can I get done? Is there anything I need to move where I know I'm not going to have time to get to it today or whatever? But that management part is a big, big deal. Anytime you
Yeah.
talk about getting ready to manage a lot of things and have a life, any kind of public figure life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, yeah, it
It
is.
is it is a lot, you know what I
Until
mean?
I find somebody to do it for me.
Mhm. Yeah, but
I
the truth
gotta
is, you
keep
know
it up
what?
myself.
But the greatest of the great, they do things themselves
Oh
at least
yeah,
start
of
with.
course.
Even if they don't do it later, to start with, they do it themselves because you never leave
You never leave that.
future in somebody's hand. Who was that
No,
that did all that time in jail? Was it Wesley Snipes that did that time in jail?
for
Because, honey,
Texas.
he had to go to jail because of his tax evasion. He didn't
Yep.
even know because
Yep.
he had paid somebody to handle his money and his taxes. And, honey, they didn't.
Gone.
And that man went to jail,
He
prison,
was in jail for a long time too, boy.
prison. Okay. So we never, like I
Yeah,
said, even when
truly put
you
it all
should
in
know how
someone's
it
hand.
works
Yeah.
and what to do, even if you want to hire somebody, then you're still able to manage them.
Manage my own stuff. Yeah.
You're able to manage them while they
Oversee
manage your
them.
stuff. But if
Yep.
you don't know what they're supposed to be doing, you can't manage them.
Okay. You're right.
You need to know what they're supposed to be doing. So then you could be like, okay, wait, my such
Didn't
and
I
such didn't
tell?
come.
Right.
Did you do that, and that?
X, Y, and Z, because I'm not
And they be
seeing
like,
nothing
oh,
on
I
the
didn't do that.
list.
I did this. And they be like, oh, you need to add that to your list. That you need to do that, this,
That
and
part.
that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like
No,
I said, I just gotta get better at
you
it.
need to be able to know what you are managing
Yeah.
so you can get the right supports and so that you can manage your supports because you
Yeah.
ultimately are still going to be the overseer of it all.
Yeah. Eventually. Eventually.
You will
Forever.
over. It's all about you,
Because
but
it's my stuff. Yeah, it's me. It's my life.
exactly.
It's me. It's my business. It's
Hmm.
maneuvering, and
Yeah.
I need to definitely make sure I'm an overseer
Hmm.
of everything, and I have to start managing things a lot better. And it's just like, like I said, I don't want to get to a point to where it just becomes overwhelming for me. So I think I just really just have to start just managing things better. That's why I'm like, I don't even know where my list is now. I'm all upset. Not upset, but it's like, I gotta go find it, or now I gotta rewrite it and try to remember everything that was on it. So it's
Hmm.
all right though.
It's all right.
We're gonna get better.
We're having this conversation so that you can
Yeah.
get focused on it today.
Thank you.
Right. So
Okay.
you can
Yes.
get
Like I said,
in a place of new management, because look at Tabitha Brown and how she just blew up.
girl, isn't that crazy? From that
I
little
mean,
sandwich.
she went from
Just
a sandwich to a whole line of products and Target to books to
girl.
a TV show she done got a Grammy for, whatever she done got for it.
Isn't that
I mean, just
crazy?
all those things. But the truth is, and this is what I love what God did with her, is that first he made her stop looking outward and look
Mm-hmm.
inward.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to do all this stuff, acting and being somebody else. I'm gonna need you to be you because I made you to be great.
Yep.
Because I remember listening to her testimony and she said,
Yep.
I told God, I don't want to do nothing with food.
He's
And
like,
he
I didn't
told her to
ask you
make that
that.
video with her and that about that sandwich and the food. And then she started cooking on, just showing her cooking vegan and stuff. And see, she told God, but God said, you want what's in your heart, I put it there. So your desire
Right.
for this great place is there because I put it there.
Yeah.
But you think you know the route to get there and you
Mm-hmm.
don't.
That
Now I put
part.
it there and I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So don't tell me about what you don't want to do.
But just I'm telling
I'm
you.
telling telling you, that thing is
You can't be
amazing. That's a
fighting
great,
with him.
that's
Like you
testimony
can't be
to
fighting.
help people to realize God
There
wants
is
to bring this
no,
out of you, but
there
he
is
know how to
no
get to
fighting
it.
with
You
him.
need his wisdom and
Man.
strategy.
Man, when I'm telling you, you will get nowhere fighting with him. He makes
Listen,
it so uncomfortable for you. Just so you can listen. You're not listening.
right.
Okay. Boom. Let me take this away. Oh, you still not listening. Oh, okay. Boom. It's like, what the? It's one thing after another. It's one thing after another. And I'm just at the point to where, okay, I'm not gonna do this with you no more. I'm not fighting with you no
Don't fight
more.
with him. I know
I'm
that.
done.
I ain't
I
fighting with
am
him.
done. I'm not fighting with him no way, shape. I'm not questioning him. I'm not fighting him. I'm not doing anything. All I ask is, I said, if this is what you want me to do, just give me the strength to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm asking you to do. If this is what you want me to do, just give me the strength to do it, and I will figure it out.
Strength and strategy.
Strength and strategy.
That's something big. I'm very consistent about asking him for the strategy because
Yeah.
again, it's if he knows the way, I want that way. I want his
Yeah.
strategy. I don't want to try to figure it out. Why should I
No,
have to
I'm not
stumble
doing
over
that.
something and try 2 and 3 and 4 times to get it right
Nope.
when I can just ask him for the strategy?
Give me the
I'm forever
strategy
saying,
and the
Lord, boy, I
strength.
talked about that with the singles this weekend. Like, what are we doing, Lord? That's my line. What are we
Yep.
doing? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Put me on. Put me on. What we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we
What's the
doing? What
next
do I
plan?
need to do?
Yeah.
How do I need to move? Who do I need to go now or wait? You just showing me just to show, to put it in the back of my mind, or is this a now move?
Yeah.
It's really getting the strategy. I'm, asking him consistently for wisdom and strategy.
Yes.
Because those are the things that will help you to navigate through whatever is in front of you when he sees the end.
Yeah.
You need that wisdom and strategy. And so,
Absolutely.
and like you said, and not no kickback, humility. You need humility so you're not kicking back.
That part. Yeah.
So you just do it.
Snatch
Even
that
when
from
it
you real
seems
fast
impossible.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you take it all. She's already done that. It's like I'm not playing these games no more. I'm
He
just
humble you,
going.
but he won't. But it's, I mean, he has proven so much to me in these last several years in ways
Yeah.
that that are, that I just, I'll definitely listen, especially if you grow when you have a mind when you've been taught and you've grown up to like you could do anything, you're so smart, da 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 da. Then you have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
And so, to shift from, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that.
Yeah.
And feeling like you really can. And it's not that you have no capability, because you can. And you've seen it.
Yeah.
You can do some things, to relying on him and saying, okay, I could do some things on my own strength and I can try some things, but I can also experience more failure like that than to do it your way, and
Oh yeah.
so what do you want me to do? How do you want me to pull this thing off? What does that
I
look like
mean,
in your grand scheme?
doing it my way it's been nothing but failure.
Yeah.
And I learned that. I'm learning that everything that I've been doing my way has failed, because if it didn't, I would still be doing it.
Mhm. I know, right?
If it was working, I would still be doing it, but it wasn't working because I was too busy trying to do it my way. And it's like, for me, I didn't grow up with that. Oh, I'm proud of you and you can do this and you got this and we're here for. I didn't have that. I have to be my own cheerleader. I have to be able to shield myself and hide my feelings and protect myself. And I have to be the one to be like, Star, you got this. You can do this. You're the best. You're great. You're worthy. You're blessed. You're admirable. You're beautiful. Like, I am my own biggest cheerleader. So at the end of the day, as long as I know that he is also rooting for me, then
Yeah.
that's really all that matters to me. I'm not looking for confirmation for anyone anymore. Like, it doesn't move me. It doesn't please me. The only confirmation I'm looking for is the confirmation that I get from him. And I felt like that he's really been building me up for that, because I didn't have that when I was younger.
Right.
I didn't
Sure.
have that in my teens. I didn't have that in my
Mhm.
adulthood, or, even up to right now, I didn't have any of that. So that's not, it doesn't bother me that I don't get that. Cause now it's like, I'm
You've
not even looking
acclimated,
for that,
right. You've
like,
acclimated. But,
yeah,
it's like a plant in the desert. It can acclimate, but it don't mean it's not supposed to be surviving on water.
that part,
So
that
we're just
part.
gonna heal so that
Yeah,
you can, have it because it's healthy and God intends it, and it's just having
exactly.
healthy people in your life
Yep,
who know how to pour, right?
yep.
You need
Pour
people in your
into me,
life who know
yeah,
how to pour into you,
yep.
and are not just takers, right?
And
So
not
in
just
healthy
takers, because,
relationships, you have givers
ooh, and
and
that
they're
was
not
another
just
thing
takers.
that I asked him for. I said, well, you've taken all my family from me. Are you going to bring me new family? And slowly but surely he has.
Mhm.
Slowly but surely he has been bringing people to me that has been pouring into me, like you. And I got Dr. Joy, and I just met the lady that's going to help me write my book. I spoke with her on the phone for 2 hours, and we just cried, and she's like my sister now. And it was just like, he is slowly just bringing people into my life that is helping me in more ways than one. And it's like, that's what I prayed for, and he tells me all the time, you don't have to do this by yourself. You're not going to do this by yourself. I'm not going to allow you to do this by yourself. But me being so the independent person that I am, I'm so like, well, it doesn't matter if you bring anybody or not, I'm gonna do it anyways,
Right.
but it's like,
He's like, that's to hurt her. I'm not
that's, yeah, she's still hurting.
hurting. Be healed in Jesus'
But
name. He's like,
yeah, but I mean, because he knows I
no,
just got that hardcore mentality, because I've been doing it
sure.
by
You had
myself
to. You've
all
managed.
my life.
Yeah, you just
I've had
managed.
people have been a disappointment to me, so I don't really expect anything
Yeah.
out of people. But when I know these people are coming directly from him,
Mhm,
I know it's all love. I
mhm,
know it's all love, and I'm not gonna fight that. I'm
mhm,
not gonna fight that at all, because I know if he brought you to me, it was for a reason.
mhm, mhm.
And so I'm 100% with that. Like, I'm not fighting that. I know everything, all this stuff that I have to do. He's going to continue to bring people in my life and continue to help me, because he wants me to win,
That's facts.
and I'm a win.
You are.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Okay.
I just, I just can't lose. I just don't. It's just, it ain't on me. It's in
It
me,
ain't designed for that. It ain't
It,
designed
it,
for
it,
you to lose. It's not.
well, it's not, and I'm not going to, and I know that for a fact. So, you know what I'm saying? If I lose, it's only because I decided that I didn't want to do it no more. I didn't want to do it his way. I decided I wanted to go and do my way.
Mhm,
That's the only reason why I will lose it. And I'm
right.
telling you, I'm not doing nothing my way, because I don't know what to do.
Mm,
That's just,
That's
it's
the right focus right there.
not too much for me. Like, I gotta think about what I gotta do and how I don't want to do it. I
Mhm,
just leave all that up to him. He does all the thinking for me.
mhm,
And I just move when he says move. I do what he says do. And that's all I need right now. I don't need nothing else. He
mhm.
brings me who he thinks needs to be in my life at this point in time. And I just kind of sit back and just let everything happen organically.
Yeah.
I really do. That's really where I am with my life. I just kind of sit back and just let things happen and let things come to me, because it's just like, it's just one thing after another. Everything's just been hitting, like one thing after another, one thing after another. And it's like, and now it's kind of like, I'm even at the point to where I don't even have to ask for stuff anymore. It's just there. It's just falling into place for me, and it's just a beautiful feeling. It's
Mhm,
just as long as I continue doing what I'm supposed to be doing, he guarantees that he's going to do it. He's going to always show up.
mhm.
He's going to always show up, and he's very dependable. He's very reliable.
It's absolutely reliable. That's what I always say. He's absolutely dependable.
Yeah,
According
long
to
as
the
I keep
scripture,
doing
he's
what I'm
not a
supposed to be
man. He don't
doing, he
lie.
gonna show up. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it's just a wonderful feeling. But you are right. I got to get better with this time management, and that's really all it's about. Just me getting better with this time management and really trying to just get everything all figured out and get more organized and, so things can really start flowing the way I want them to flow. Cause that will be easier for me. I won't feel like I'm all over the place and now I'm forgetting stuff and I'm not doing my homework. Like I got my therapist, she gives me homework all the time and I don't do it either. But it's like I write it down, but I swear I write it down. And I write it down and they come in here and they mess with my computer and my computer dies and it erases or it deletes and I'm like, oh, won't y'all
Come
just
on, Star. You sound like the kids talking about the dog ate your homework.
yes, they did.
You got to do better. Rise up, rise and shine.
That's what I'm like, pen to paper. I
Pen to
gotta write
paper.
things. I have to, because if I leave it on this computer and that 5-year-old get a hold of my computer, girl, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone, and it's like that's what be bugging me. I be trying to organize it and put everything in the computer and find a little folder to get into. But if I don't save it right away, and he get in here and he get to messing with my stuff, girl, it's gonna be
And
gone.
you can also put a a side that they go in so that when he logs
See,
on,
that's
that's
what
what
I need to
you
do.
do too. Because I had that with my old, I don't do it no more. They don't
Yeah.
do my stuff. But
See,
I used to, when my kids were younger,
yeah.
it was a side they could go on, so I had the little icons kind of like Netflix, how it has
Mm-hmm.
an icon where you name it like with their name or whatever,
Yep.
and then they click on that and then that's their platform.
See, I don't even want
And
him
then
on
on
my
yours, they
stuff.
don't go on yours, and yours is password locked. You know what I mean? So they don't even go on your platform, and
See,
so they
that's what I
can't
need to
delete
do.
your stuff, see
I
your
do need
stuff.
to
If
lock
you
it.
don't have it, honey, I had to deal with
See,
that because, especially, I was writing my first book, stuff
see,
like that at
girl.
that time, and it was
Yep.
like I can't risk
I
my.
can't risk losing all these pages, boy.
I can't even remember what happened, but I had almost thought I had lost my first book my first book that I authored, and I was just like, see.
Devastating.
And at the time, my husband at that time was just like, you always let them kids get on your computer though. That's what happens. You let the kids be on it. When kids be on stuff get missing.
Clicking stuff and exiting out of stuff. Why are you touching all that?
So you have to separate it. So
I
I
do.
I still let them get on, but I went on and set it up like he said with the password for my side, their side, had the icon. Basically, they could
I
click and
know.
log in without a password
I
and just
gotta
the
get
simple stuff
better
was
at that.
available to them.
I'm gonna be up tonight for a little bit because I have to. I just no, I'm serious. I just have to get organized with it because
You're
it's
gonna
gonna
do.
frustrate me. Like I got 18 pages worth of writing, and if it goes away, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to cry.
Yeah. You'll cry. Oh, you will cry.
I'm going to cry.
You'll cry. You have a USB too. You can always back it up to on a USB
I
or
need to do
drive.
that. I
Have a
have I have
drive
to
or
get
a
me one of
USB
those, a
that you
little
can also
drive.
back it up on.
I'm just
Once
yeah.
when you
I
start
think I'm
writing
just
and stuff
gonna
like that, when you're talking about writing, honey,
yeah,
it will break your heart in two.
girl,
If you lose
girl.
writing and you done work and labor, oh my God. I mean, I'd be upset about a small little, I'd be trying to doggone make a social media post and be mad if I lose
Girl.
it. When you lose a book or like a chapter or something, honey, that thing had me devastated when I thought I had lost my book. You'll be devastated. So you want to secure that tonight.
I am. That's I said, you know what? I was gonna get a new little. He had his tablet, girl. He breaks the tablet that he had for a week, shoving the charger in there,
Oh.
and then he bends the little prong bends, so
Mm-hmm.
now he can't charge it no more. So can I get on your computer? Can I get on your computer? So I said, I'm just gonna go buy me a whole new computer. I'm gonna buy me a whole new laptop. I'm gonna transfer all my stuff over to my new laptop this weekend, and I'm just gonna be done with him because I don't got time to be fooling with that little boy. You done broke your stuff. Now you want to be all up in my stuff, and if boy, if you girl, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even put it in the air like that.
They just children, but I do understand. Okay. So so well, you can always start on your reading, on that first
Yes.
part of your reading, but you want to make sure when you read and everything again that you write out kind of
Yes.
where you feel, what are you feeling? What's resonating with you? What are you taking away? Because
Okay.
nothing that we're doing here is pointless, I promise.
Oh no,
So
it's
we
not.
want to make sure that we are tapping into, those things
Yes.
because it all builds and works together.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we find, it's kind of like when a doctor, like, it's like if they put you on a medicine and then they see your physical response, right? And it's like,
Hmm.
oh, you broke out with a rash. Well, maybe you're allergic. So then you're
Right.
learning things about yourself while you're doing it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of the way it is. I can see and determine, I can gather sometimes where there are areas that are more sensitive or where you're
Mhm.
having real struggle
Yeah.
or, I can read a lot of stuff, but there's still, there's still measures of observational,
Yeah. Absolutely.
gathering of information and data that are valuable to the
Absolutely.
process here. So I definitely want you to do that, get in there.
Okay.
Tell me, no, I forgot you have music therapy this week too.
Oh, did
Let's
I?
take a few minutes with that. Did you listen to any of those songs?
I did not. See,
Okay.
I'm gonna do that though. I'm
So
gonna
you're
do
gonna
all
do
that.
that. You can do that as well. You can do
Yeah.
that. We'll just keep the music the same for this week. And
Okay.
you can do that. And
Okay.
yeah. And so each bullet point is homework.
Okay.
See those little bullet points?
Let's see. Yes. Listen, study, read, exercise, music therapy. I'm
Ba-dam.
I'm gonna do all that right now. Let's
Ta-dam,
just
ta-dam.
redo homework from last week. Just no, you don't even need to sit down, nothing to do. I'm just gonna redo this. Goodness
Ta-da,
gracious.
ta-da. You have
Ah,
homework.
okay.
You got mail.
Right?
So you want to do each one of those bullet points. Okay.
Okay.
That's there for you,
Okay.
and you want to write, get your little notebook out and your
Okay.
pen. You
Yes.
think and paper. It works very well in learning.
Yeah, it does. It works very well for
That,
me.
and the reason why people do use technology, so I'm not against it if you're organized with that. But for me, I just always feel like, something like a notebook or a journal,
Yeah.
6 months from now, you can look back and you
Yeah.
be able to see your process and your progress.
Yes. Yes.
So for me, that's also the benefit of having
A
clients have
journal.
a journal,
Yeah.
have their journal, have their book,
Yeah.
because it, and even when things are challenging, because you will have challenges
Oh,
after
yeah.
something, right? Because it has to be
Absolutely.
tested. And so then, also having just access, easy access, where you don't necessarily have to go back and listen to the whole session. You have them
Right.
and you can. So make sure you're downloading them because they will go away in 120 days.
Okay.
So, so make sure you're downloading them and you save
Okay.
it as your own. But that's fine, and you should, and you can listen back, over the course of time. But when you have your notebook again, you can pull out and you can flip through versus
Right.
listening to the whole thing over again to see, okay, well, what can I take away from this that will help me today? And you might
Got it.
need to look through, and God will just drop you right on something like, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I gained. I need to. I didn't practice that. That's why I feel like this right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happens. That happens.
Yes.
That's how it works.
All right. Well, our
Mm.
time is up for today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, our time is up. So we started a few minutes late, so we're good. It's a few minutes
Okay.
after.
No
And
worries.
so I will see you in 2 weeks because we're also doing 2 weeks too, and it's why I don't really do 2 weeks. I do it when I have to with a client,
See, I
but it's
know.
also why I don't do 2 weeks when starting.
I know.
I've moved to 2 weeks with sometimes with clients after, but in that first 12 weeks, I generally, again, I've done it. I've made the concession, but it requires
Okay.
more discipline because you're not
Yeah.
with me enough.
Right. But I mean, I
I mean,
trust
it
me.
doesn't mean you can't tighten up and
I
get,
get
do what you need to
great
do,
value
but I'm
out of
just
our
saying,
sessions.
hmm?
I said I get great value out of our sessions.
Yeah, no, I don't think that you do. I don't think that you don't,
I
and I think
do.
you're okay to do it. Wouldn't have agreed if I didn't think, well, you know what, she seemed like she's hungry enough that she'll stay focused.
I
If
don't
I
want to
didn't think
I don't
that,
want to feel too needy.
if I didn't, oh, look at you. Or deliver.
I want to feel like, because soon I'm not gonna have you. So I'm just trying to stretch it out as much as I
You so
can.
funny.
Yeah, I'm not,
You
I'm
don't
not
know
the,
what the Lord have in
I'm
store.
gonna have to not deal with
Come
you.
on.
Not deal with you, like not having you in my
You
life.
don't
I'm just
know
trying to
that.
stretch
You
it
don't
out as
know
much as
that.
I can.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You may
Give me
not be
some
my
time.
client, but you may be in my world for the rest of your days. You don't know.
Yes, ma'am. I could. A
You
girl can
don't
dream.
know.
A girl can dream.
Can be a forever fixture for all you.
Forever,
All right, my dear. But
ever.
I'm glad to hear you.
Same
You
time.
sound well in a
I
general
am.
sense, and so I'm glad for that. I'm always taking in all kinds of notes, and so
Good.
I'm glad to hear that you sound well, and you're in a good process and you're focused. Like I said, I know you're hungry, and I know you're driven, and that you are locked into God. I want to do what you're
I
saying,
do.
so I know that. So just, you just gotta modify, like I say, just get
That's it.
yourself ordered with your calendar and your things like that, so that you can, because you are still navigating new space, star.
Yes.
So you still have to give yourself permission to learn new processes.
I'm so hard on myself.
I know.
I am so hard on myself. And that is probably one of the things that I am having to have to learn, to not be so hard on myself, because it's like I don't want to lose. Like I
You just
can't
have to keep reminding yourself, I'm here because God said,
I know I
not because I'm
am.
the smartest one in the bunch. I'm here because this is what God ordered. So I didn't get me here. I didn't give myself the revelation that I was going somewhere and I was
Yeah.
going to be. So it's not me that's going to sustain it. It's God
Yeah,
that's going to sustain it. You got to rest in Him, right? You have to
I
lean
do.
and depend on Him. And that's a new practice when we aren't always accustomed to having the
Yeah.
ability to lean on the adults and,
Oh, yeah, because it's like, just always having to
be in
just do
charge and have
everything,
it
be in
together.
charge and do everything myself and being in
I'm,
control. And it's like I don't have that no more,
yeah,
and it's hard for me just to step out solely on him. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is hard,
yeah.
and it's like I'm keeping my faith, I'm keeping my strength, I'm keeping everything. And it's so, like I say it all the time, it's so hard to be great. It really is great how he sees me, right? Because I don't see myself as he sees me yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel his love and I feel everything that he wants from me. But I really feel that he has something so great for me and I just don't see it yet. And I'm so hard on myself about it, and it's like you're gonna get there, Star. Just relax. It's the me disappointing him. It's just what's got me so shook. Like, like I don't want to convert back to who I tried so hard to get away from. I don't want to do that, like at all. And I'm like, it's just fearful. I don't know why I'm so fearful of that. Like, I
You're
don't
not
want
going
to
to do
go
it.
back to that.
You're not going to do it. And you just keep saying your prayers, but you keep saying your affirmations that I am going to be and do everything God desired when He called my name. And every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. You're going to be fine. And your words are powerful. And God honors your heart position and your obedience and your diligence. He honors that. And He's working it out for you. I mean, look, He had you on the plane with me. You couldn't have did that on your best day.
At all.
You couldn't have did that.
He
So you
made
gotta
me
just
stand there.
trust.
No,
You
you gonna
gotta be like,
stand right
Lord,
here.
step back,
Go
Star.
ahead, stand right here. She's coming. She's coming. Said, man, you just having me just walk up to folks.
You were so precious.
He just no, just stand right here. She's coming. And she got the hat on. She got the hat on.
Right?
I
And
said,
so
oh man,
I
why
don't
you
know. If
just
he can
be?
do that. I mean, he's done so many things and will continue to do so many things that you just have to remind yourself,
I
I'm not as
know.
large as I think, Lord. I trust you.
I do. I trust him 100%, like 110, 25,000%. I do. It's just, I don't trust me.
Mhm.
That's what I'm having a hard time dealing with, you
But
know?
you
And I
gotta
know,
start seeing you and accepting you that he
yes,
does.
yes,
You
I
gotta say,
have to.
if God entrusted me with this, who am I not to trust me with this?
Who, that part,
If
that
he
part.
said I can, then how much am I gonna stand against the living God?
Hello.
Am I gonna challenge him on what can happen or can't?
Absolutely not.
Right,
I'm
so
not
let
gonna
me
do
fall back
that.
right quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me fall
Let
back.
me go and leave
Let me
that
just fall
alone.
back right quick and get quiet. Get quiet on the inside, okay? Because he knows better than I know.
He knows. He knows. He
Yeah.
knows my heart though. He does. He really does. And he knows the type of relationship we have, and he knows my mindset, and he knows how I think, and he just, this
Yep.
is just all new to me, and I just have to give myself time because
Mhm.
I'm so hard on Star. I'm so hard on her, like, because she's great, she's great. I'm great. I know I am. I know I am. It's just I've just always been that way with myself, and now that I have him, it just makes it even harder because I just do everything that I just want to impress him so much. I really do. And I don't want to do anything to shame him or that's what's, I'm still, and not even say like I still got my one foot in the earthly world and one foot out. I don't even deal with the earthly world, but it's just like sometimes it be teeter totter, and then I just stick the toe in. I don't want to stick my toe in. Take it out. And those thoughts be running through my mind, and I just like nah. We ain't gonna go there. Let me
And
go
that's
read.
exactly what you do. That's all you do. You just say,
Nope,
nope, we ain't
nope.
doing it.
We ain't going there.
Nope, we
That
ain't
ain't
doing it.
me.
Listen, you better talk to yourself. I
That
was
ain't
talking to
me.
myself this morning in Quick Trip, the man behind the register. He said, you was just talking to yourself. I said, I sure enough was. I said, and I got it right. I said, I encourage you to do the same. You better talk to yourself. You better help yourself, help you get, because y'all,
No,
honey,
no, no.
you better know that if you ain't careful, honey, the enemy put thoughts in your mind. They ain't yours.
Ooh,
You think
wee.
they yours, but they not your thoughts.
At all.
And he will send people to invite you to thoughts that are not
Oh
your
yeah.
thoughts.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be like, oh, no, that is
Ah,
not happening. I was looking at myself in the mirror the other day, getting ready, and I was recalling an
see?
invitation to something in my mind, and I said, the devil is a lie.
Hello.
I am not doing
I'm
that,
not going there with you.
period. Not
Yeah.
doing it. Well, I was
Not
putting
on
on my
duty.
makeup, and having the thought came back to me, and I said, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to talk to
I
yourself. So
have to.
you got
I
tools.
do.
Take a
I
deep
do.
breath and walk it out. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be
We're
fine.
gonna be all right. We
All
gonna be
right.
all right. All
You're gonna
right.
be all right. Well, I gotta go. I gotta get my boy tonight from basketball.
All right, Miss
And so, but
Lady.
you have a good one, okay? And
You
I'll send you
too.
in two.
Yep.
Where you at?
I
I'll
got you
send
down.
homework in a few days. I'll
Okay.
send it in a few
Okay.
days. I'm gonna do it. I see. I be knowing. I be some people. I be like, you know what? Don't send it yet. They ain't coming for 2 weeks. Don't send it yet. And I'll be like, cause I'll be like, then when they get it, they gonna do it.
Yeah.
But if they get it now, they not gonna be acting up. They not gonna be fresh with it when we meet.
Yeah.
So, but I want to give you ample time. That's the
To
thing.
do
You
it.
want to give
Yeah.
the person ample time.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're meeting, like, most of my clients are every week. I only have I have one other client that's on a 2 week. But she's been with me for a while. You know what I mean?
Mm. Okay.
So, that's just where we are, and she's not ready to stop. And she's still got some areas that we're working on, but we
Okay.
took 2 weeks. And we just went to 2 weeks not long ago.
Okay.
So well, most people is 1 week. So it's like it's so fresh. We're
Yeah.
building a momentum and a pace. But it's good. We're all right.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Have a
Yes,
good
ma'am.
one.
Thank you. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.